So let me check my bracket size. So I'm just going to leave everything where it is, turning off my account warnings. I'm labeling the trade gold. I think a 10 bracket should be okay. I really do. So just bear with me. I'm thinking. Let's look at last month because last month was a stop. Now I think it was a giant whipsaw. That's what I think. But let's take a look. So last month, traded gold. See, it traded the NQ. I think that gold was good last month. That's what's interesting. The NQ also was a stop, and I do believe gold was good. Now, what's amazing is, yeah, the NQ did that really difficult reversal. It didn't follow through. And gold looked pretty good to me. I'm going to stay with the 12 bracket on that. Let's stay with the 12 bracket. That was my original thinking. The stream is now working. Let me turn it on. There it is. All right, so this was last month. Looking at it one more time. The NQ did a whipsaw, unfortunately. See how it went down, never hit the target, and then did a reversal. Whereas gold had to move in one direction. It was more directional. So one more time. Bracket of 12. Entry at 59, 829.59. I'm using a 15 stop. Okay, I'm using a 15 stop. And then targets, anything between 8 and 25. You know, unless you want to try and manage out of a trade with bigger second targets, it's not unreasonable. It's not unreasonable. So 829.59. And you can go, I like the 12 bracket. I think there could be a fairly big move. And I'm using, like I said, a 15 tick stop. Now, I'm not saying don't trade the NQ, but what we're seeing on the NQ more and more is much more difficulty with liquidity. That's what we're seeing. More and more difficult liquidity. More and more whipsaws. So I'm going to check my brackets one more time because I changed them. All right, so put our time back. 829.59, bracket of 12, stop of 15. Charts on live. Let's check our time sync. And I'm checking my time sync by going to the website. My sync is good. Um, not trading the gold open because of major US news. And we can watch it. And let's see, the month before, July, this was last July. Now we also had Canada GDP, and we were trading micro NQ. And that was a very fast, big move 2 months ago. Canada GDP, in my opinion, is a trap trade, not a breakout. These days, most of the Canadian reports are traps, it seems. So the gold open is coming. Let me see. And like I said, I'm not even set up to trade it. But just for fun, let's see if there's what kind of signal there is at 8:20. And I want to welcome everybody who's watching on the stream. If you feel like hitting that like button, we'd greatly appreciate it. So let's just out of curiosity, like to watch the gold open on mornings that we don't trade it. So in theory, there's an early signal. I would not take it. So I wouldn't do anything at the moment. The candle's red. So I would take that long with a green candle. So maybe you'd get in somewhere around 20. So let's see if it follows through. And there's a follow through coming. Getting a follow through, maybe. Rough entry, roughly 20. 6 ticks. Might have worked this morning. At least it's up 6 ticks, 5 ticks, 4 ticks. You have price action moving up. Not bursting, though. So I didn't hit my first target yet because I would have gotten in roughly 20. It didn't get to 0, 0. 6 ticks was the highest I got so far. It hasn't pulled back. This might do it. There it is. So there's it worked this morning. But we see plenty that don't. Plenty opens that don't when we have major news. So it's totally up to you how you want to deal with that. All right, so I've got one more video. June prices, personal income and spending. So this is June. Again, just looking NQ and Canada, because Canada GDP has been trading pretty often at the same time as this report. This week it traded yesterday. So the NQ is on the right. And we were doing a range trade when we first started looking at this report. And the range worked, but I realized the breakout looked even better. The breakout looked good. And that's when we went to the NQ breakout. But the report has been moving these markets for maybe the better part of a little bit. We started looking at it about 8 months ago and realized that this was a report that was having pretty big moves on markets. So one more time on my setup. I've got a breakout trade with an entry at 829.59 and a 12 bracket. And I'm looking for targets of 9 and 24 with a stop of 15. 9 and 24 with a stop of 15. And we've tested our time sync, so we should be pretty ready to go. And then we're going to stick around for the oil open, University of Michigan, which is revised, but it's been trading very, very well. And I was going to watch Chicago PMI if we have time. There's a lot of events at close to similar times. Chicago PMI is a watch. There was a couple of times we traded it, but it's never been a big serious event. There's a little bit of strangeness surrounding Chicago PMI. It's one of those reports where subscribers get the news 3 minutes early. It's a 9:45 event, and subscribers to the data get the news 3 minutes early. Now it's interesting to look at the gold open as it didn't push too far past my first target, I don't think. So I would think that I think personal income and spending are up. That's what I think. But it doesn't really matter what I think. It doesn't matter what I think. A lot of volatility on the NQ and gold. Something. You know what's going on? Putin. Putin. I might not trade the NQ with that price action. Putin says he's ready for negotiations. Folks, I'd be extremely careful here. I don't think the NQ should be traded right now, and I'm seriously considering canceling this event. I'm just watching gold. Now they've both calmed down a bit, quite a bit. So that's, that's volatility from world news. Couldn't Putin have waited half an hour? So we have a 12 tick bracket on gold. So just watching. It's gotten calmer. Our orders go on the chart 1 second before the release. Usually this news should be on time. So this news is tricky. The question is, have consumers pulled in their spending because they have less discretionary income? I think people are still spending money. I know I am. Okay, 10 seconds to go. So, I hit my first target. So that was an early fill. That was an early fill. In other words, we got filled before the news came out. The news was good. It hit my first target, so it was a smaller loss than it would have been. But these have been the most challenging markets to trade. Absolutely the most challenging markets. Now, I don't know if the NQ, I wasn't watching the NQ to see if it was safe. Spending was up. Uh, Let me see. Wait. Uh, Spending was a little bit up. The market doesn't like the news, regardless. Regardless. So it hit my first target and then reversed. So Eric, you traded NQ. So I didn't see the initial move on NQ. So unfortunately, gold hit the first target. You couldn't get out. There was no possible way to get out fast enough. That's what happened with gold. And gold was filled before the news came out. Gold was filled before the news came out. Who else traded the NQ? Anyone else trade the NQ on that? Anybody out there? Now, unfortunately, I felt the NQ was unsafe to trade because of the pre movement. I don't know if I would have traded it, to be honest. Gold's changing direction and Q's changing direction now. I just want to look at the news. Bear with me. The news looks, if I can get to it here. So the important news was 0.6 versus 0.5. So the index. The spending was up. Looks in general that the news was positive, that it was positive. Spending was up. Income was the same. Okay, so I mean, you could read that as negative. You could read that as negative. It's possible. So it could be a little bit of mixed news. You could say that. Certainly the numbers were quite close to what was expected. But the big issue, I want to look at the NQ on the video. Let's just take a quick look at the video. So give me 1 second to render this video. All right, so here's the video of the trade room. So if you went with gold, what happened was, you'll notice it filled before the news came out. Right there. So it's 8:30 though, right on the dot, and it's getting ready to fill. You can see it. And there, it's filled at 8:30. The news is not out. It almost looked like then the news agreed. Look, it shot up, just missed my second target by about 4 or 5 ticks. 5 ticks, it looks like. And then because it happened so fast, though, it reversed instantly. And the real initial move actually was to the downside. NQ, and I've got Eric's trade video, but the NQ just went one direction, strictly one direction. Its initial move was the same. That's what made it a better trade. In other words, it went in one direction, even on the early move. It never changed direction. So that's what happened on gold. So Susanna, you got 21 ticks long, which for me, mine did not go 21 ticks long. It went 20, no joke. And then you jumped on the reversal. Very nice. Very nice.
Good morning, Lee. Good morning, everyone.
Hey, good morning.
Happy Friday to everybody. And Lee, thanks for showing the gold trade. Now, Lee, I have to be honest with you. So personal income spending, I'm not as familiar with this report. You did show everyone, if you don't mind pulling it up again, the Forex Factory or their news results. Mm-hmm. The fact that both of those numbers are greater, what does that mean for NQ and for gold? That mean that it should...
The funny thing is, Eric, is the markets aren't responding to news. They're moving, and then they're not even. I mean, because look what happened. The market went down, and then completely changed direction. So
I'm with you, but I'm still asking you this in theory. I just want to understand the report, right? So personal income spending. This is a report that if the news is positive, in theory, how should that affect NQ?
Well, so it's very confusing, because if the market is going to assume that spending is up, normally you'd think that would be good news. If income is up and spending is up, that's good for the economy. Then the other
Yeah.
side of the coin is, but if they determine it's inflationary, then you could have good news that will push the market down. So what
Yeah.
we're seeing these days is good news. It's inflationary, so it's being perceived as bad news. So it's sometimes impossible to know whether the news result is inflationary or you understand what I'm saying? There normally it would be good news if income and spending is up. Now on this
Yeah.
particular result, the income, let me get the results again. It was matching on some of the news. So the income was matching, spending was up. That you'd consider to be good news. Whenever spending is up, it's good news. And then the index, it's just an index of the price index. It's seasonal food and energy prices. All right. So if that's up, then that would be inflationary. So you've got a lot of different types of news actually on this one report. You follow? So in other words, if the PCE index is up, that could be inflationary.
Yeah, that's fine. Listen, I'm not trying to complicate things. I just am not as familiar with this, and thanks very much, William. Bottom line is, I got your point earlier. I just wanted to like we like to keep things very simple, right? So I like to when the news came out and I saw the positive number, right? In theory, that means that NQ should have went up. Instead, to your point earlier, it shot down. Regardless, it made a huge movement down, and so and I don't really trade NQ as much, and even with the big targets. If you want to pull up my video, let's do a recap real quick.
Yeah, let me get it.
And
Yeah,
by the way, I know
the irony
I
is we've been avoiding the NQ because of so many no fills, so many whipsaws.
yeah,
It's like incredible, uh,
right,
incredible what's going on
sure.
with the indexes. So let me find your trade.
Thanks a lot, Lee, and good morning, everybody. I don't mean to hijack the room. I actually came in very spontaneously. I saw, Lee, that you were trading gold, and I also, as I was preparing for NQ, I definitely saw a lot of the a lot of the volatility before. And part of our strategy, guys, in full transparency, and actually you could even see me. I actually now have a webcam when I'm trading, so you could hear me too. Maybe I'll share the raw video out with everyone from today. Um, the reason why I want to show this trade is not to show off any profit or anything like that. I just want to show people what happened on my side, just to why I'm showing the video.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I
trying to
traded a
find.
DMM to the
Go ahead.
T. So as people have their daily market mover reports up, the exact settings that were on there, it's exactly what I did. Okay, so I had a 23 tick bracket, I had an 18 tick target, and a 35 tick target um, to the T. So I traded DNM to the T, and I wanted to. And Raphael, you did the same. Perfect. So there it is. It was a huge blast. So you could see those two blue arrows. You could see how much more money was on the table, right, Lee?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a giant move. One of the problems too is Putin speaking, and look at the pre-movement on the NQ. I
Yeah.
mean that almost made it so it's just too risky to trade.
I made on
I
the
probably would have
commentary.
traded it anyway.
Yeah, yeah. On the commentary, I even said that, hey, Lee's cautioning the trade room right now, and I said I agree. But no matter what, I was still committed to trade, and I was actually thinking to trade only one contract, just to remember that's part of the service, guys, is that we want to test things, right? Not that we're trying to lose money if we see something's unsafe, but I stood in there, and actually in the video, I go over what I was doing. I was actually having my mouse. If you scroll like right before the trade, my mouse was actually on that check mark on the right side where the enabled button is, getting ready to click it if I saw any of the crazy movements that it did in the 3-4 candles. You see my mouse? That's my mouse, right,
Yeah,
Lee? Not
right here,
yours.
right here.
Yeah. Yeah. So guys, listen, I know, Lee, you're also getting ready for another market open, but I know I do a pop in, pop out every once in a while. I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody. I know Lee does a really fantastic job here, and I want to do I haven't done a podcast in a while, And Lee, if you haven't done one yet for today, I want to set up a live webinar or podcast for Monday. I went to a really awesome I went to a really awesome business conference last week, and I wanted to share lot of the knowledge that I gained. You know, just mindset, a lot of great stuff. So that's coming, and a lot of big changes are coming too. Lee, do I have another minute or two, or am I
Yes. No,
taking
you're
away
good.
precious time?
You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, guys, listen, the people that are in this room right now, you guys are our core members. You guys are like the people that are come in every day, part of our trade room, really full support. Everyone needs to know, like me and Lee have a strong bond together. So when I come in here, I'm not stepping on his toes. I love Lee. He's the reason why I brought him on, because I know that he's a great leader. So the bottom line is that I want to just communicate to you guys that some serious changes, and only for the better. I want our community to get stronger. And what that means is I just want to make sure that we keep things real here. There's no sugarcoating. You know what I mean? So Lee had a loss on gold. We have to understand why. I had a win on Q. Like, we want to keep things real. We want to make sure that everyone's learning, because end of the day, guys, you know, we have a lot of great members. This is a fantastic community. So I just wanted to thank you for being here and showing up every day. And I want to let you know that I'm committed to really making the experience better for everybody. And with that, that means having more skin in the game. So I'm going to commit to start trading more, popping in more, doing more educational videos. And I also like to get feedback for everybody. Not going to ramble any further. I just really wanted to make sure I didn't break from the weekend. And oh, hang on a second. We're on YouTube, aren't we?
Yes. Is it still on? Yeah, it's still on. Yep.
Chantal, are we live
Yes.
on YouTube? You have to know your audience, right, guys? But that no, it's fantastic for the people that are on our live stream. You know, this is the real talk. You know, both when we're live or when we're just in the trade room. So the key thing for today is transparency, and just showing that it's not only on Lee. Like, Lee's trading performance or Lee's trade execution is not the end all be all. In fact, you know, as we saw, people had different results. Susanna actually did a what exactly did Susanna do, Lee? She did some
She took a
reverse.
reversal. She got
Yeah.
a profit on the move up, and then took a reversal. I would assume discretionary.
Yes. Um, yeah, and Raphael, pretty funny, guys. No,
Right.
Lee is definitely Lee is in charge of the trade room. You should know, guys. Has to teach me some stuff, and he's taught me a lot. So there's no boss thing. Me and Lee, the way I see Lee, me and Lee are both partners, and same with Jay. So yeah, my final point is for those watching on the live stream, those watching our core members. I want to make sure everyone feels welcome here. This is a really special place. We teach people we teach aspiring traders how to make money in less than 10 minutes a day with our appointment-based trading methodology. That's simply what we do. If you're not a member yet, not interested in doing a pitch, just go to 10minutetrades.com. Just sign up for the free training video. Take the first step in starting to learn more about what we do. But yeah, Lee, I want to let everyone know I'm probably going to do a Monday podcast or live stream. And Lee definitely rocks. And you rock too, Eva. I know, like, even though I come in, come out, I see familiar faces. I know that you're one of the people that comes in every day, and we really appreciate you. Same. Is Mark in the room too, Lee? I think I saw
I
Mark
don't.
earlier.
I'll tell you in 1 second. I'm guessing he is.
Yeah. Well, Lee could give all the shout outs, because
Yes.
Lee
Yes.
obviously knows who more of the regulars are. But I just want to say sincerely, guys, and I really hope, you know, like, feel free to send me a note, Eric at 10minutetrades.com, ERIC at 10minutetrades.com. I want to make sure that our community stays strong and we learn from each other. And it's not easy what Lee is doing. Trust me. Like, to put myself, or think about putting yourself in the shoes when there's volatility in the markets, and then you're live on YouTube. There's a lot going on. So behind the scenes, it's easy to trade in the convenience of your trade when no one's watching. You know what I mean? So I have a lot of respect, a lot of props for Lee. So thank you for being here. We have 2 more family money trades today, and I'm not sure if I'm going to make it for those. So Chantal, whenever you do close a live stream, for those joined us today, definitely give us a like and join. You know, make sure you stay tuned to our live streams that we do once a week. And Lee, you know, before I close out, what do you have to say to what I just said?
I mean, I agree 100%. I'm excited about. There's a lot of new changes coming, and these are our core people in the trade room that are here today. So no, I agree with everything you're saying. It's very important to realize, especially that my trades are not the only trades that people are making. There's multiple setups for a lot of news. So you don't want to just go by what I do. It's very
Yes, and
important.
Lee, and 100%. I show people my winning trade too, and but we're all about full transparency. And you should know. And actually, I do this every time to remind Lee. It's never about us making money. Our focus is always about our members making money. Even if we lost, $1,000 today, if we have members like Susanna, right, who made $1,600, over $1,600, that's a win for us, because really what we're doing is we're doing the research to figure out the best settings that people could profit on, and that's why we test things and do stuff. Our focus is on our members making money, period. No matter how great of community, etc. That's really important to us. That's why people are here. People are looking for ways to make money. All right, I'm going to end my spiel there, but I just want to keep it real, guys. And you should know, whenever I talk, I do talk from the heart, right? And I'm happy we have this community, because frankly, in our space, we blew it. This whole financial space, just too many bad apples out there. And hopefully you get a sense of Lee, myself, and Jay. We really try to keep things as real as possible. We are real people, and you'll see what I mean next week on the podcast that I do. And as I think you're going to see some of these big changes coming up. I want to, enough of the templated talk. I'm going to start talking more directly to you guys in our email messaging, etc. So a lot of exciting things happening, and just want to let you know that we really are thinking about each and every one of you, like, all the time. We want to make sure that this community stays strong. All right, Lisa, I'm going to pass it back to you. I want to wish everyone a fantastic weekend. And for those who made money, congratulations. For those of you who see the potential, don't be a stranger. Join us. Come in, and we want to help you. We want to help you be part of our community. We want you to be successful. All right, Lee?
Sounds good. Okay. All right, Eric, I'll talk to you later.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
folks.
Bye, everyone.
So let's get ready for oil. Got to get ready for oil. So I'm on MCL 1122, and we need to get our index up, etc. So bear with me, folks. And then we'll stay in for, probably watch the NQ open, etc. So most of you know the routine. And Chantal, you could close YouTube. So thanks everybody on YouTube for watching. On your way out, hit the like button, and we'll see you next week for the stream of the week. Why not go to 10minutetrades.com and join up with us? Thanks on YouTube for watching.